All right, let's see here.
We are live.
We are live. I'm waiting to see what the Instagram feed picks up. Do do do. No, not gonna work. That's what I'm telling you, man. Instagram is just like a whole. Oh, there it is. Haha! I think yes, it worked. We freaking did it, bro.
Nice. Well done.
So, anyways, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Coach Cam, Killer Cam, man with the plan. So nice to see you guys all back. Um, we are back with the AI Lounge for business. Is it AI Lounge for business owners? Business
Uh,
builders.
business builders.
Yep. Working through it, guys. Working through it. And so, but we're happy to be back. Like we said last time, we are going to make this a regular thing. So, Brian and I talked about like what we feel like what would be most beneficial for you guys coming into this new week. And so, what we're going to do actually is kind of like back it up a little bit. And so, because we realized that the last one we did was like kind of high level. Get it? If you want a high level link, hit me up. I got you. And so, but what's up, B?
Yo, how's it going, dude? I still need the link from you though, so I can send it to some
I
folks.
know. While you're talking, I'm gonna get you the link.
Got you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to back it up. I think we've just kind of jumped in and just press play, went live just to kind of talk through things at a pretty high level, and obviously we jump around quite a bit. And I think today would be beneficial if we just kind of like take a step back, slow things down, try to find our groove with what makes the most sense, what's super helpful. I'm very passionate about AI. I run my own AI company and worked at a major AI company for a year, just over a year. So I got to live behind the curtain on all that kind of stuff. And I'm just very passionate about helping people kind of discover what's going on right now and try to hopefully start utilizing a lot of this stuff. It's not as daunting as it might seem. A lot of people come to me and they're just like, I need like a AI 101 or like, where do we get started? And I'm obviously out there doing some pretty advanced things myself, but this gives us an opportunity to just like hang out for a little bit. Anybody who's here can ask questions. Happy to answer anything. I can get super technical if anyone out there is, or they want to keep it, high level and just kind of more concepts about it or where to get started. I'm here for it. So, yeah.
No, so some of the things that we're gonna kind of go through today is first of all, we're actually going to show you guys um Claude in action while we're building the website for you guys to go to for this live so that you can um, ask questions, so that you guys can submit any comments. The whole goal of this is to try and make things as easy as possible for you guys. And so we were going to build the website, and then Brian had the awesome idea of like, you know what, let's like build the website while we're doing this, and then they can see kind of how all that stuff works. Okay. And so Brian, if you kind of want to talk about the nuts and bolts like initially, and then I can obviously like add in anything that I've kind of learned along the way from a like small business owner aspect, not being as technologically advanced as you, I was pretty excited today that I was able to install Claude myself with it. I was like, I'm not gonna bother Brian today. So I got a new computer and like a standalone, not just for Claude, but for other stuff too. And part of it was like, obvious, I gotta have my boo on it so she can do things for me.
Yeah. All right, cool. I just spammed out the link to a bunch of people. So awesome. Yeah, I
Oh,
think,
before we start, sorry, we
yes,
gotta
sir.
shout out people. Avi, what's up, bro? Uh, Dope X Panda, what's up, Bray? The homie. Go check her channel out. Yo, she's hella dope. She's also a client of ours, so that's even better. And so, if you got people who want to learn how to use AI in their business, I highly suggest you guys send out the link. You can check the comments and send it out to folks. But we're gonna do this Wednesdays at 6 o'clock, and Sundays at 3 o'clock, unless of course something comes up. But you will start seeing this planned out now, so you guys can start subscribing to it and like really putting it on your schedule. But we are giving away so much game, it is ridiculous. And like, I mean, just like real talk, bro. Like, you can, we're gonna talk about this, but like, you can chat GPT a lot of stuff. You can look all these things up, but like actually having someone like Brian who's been doing this for years, myself, who Brian has been nice enough to like teach me a lot of these things, and like I can really look at it from like I don't want to say lower level standpoint, but someone who's not as technically knowledgeable as Brian is, and like this has already 10x to my business in like a month. Um, and so I can't, just and then being able to ask questions, you guys, like don't sleep on this opportunity. I promise you. So that being said, my bad, Brian. But let's get it moving.
Yeah, oh, good, dude. Yeah, so I mean, I think today it might be like worthwhile to kind of like take a step back and look at like agents, and take a look at some of the simple tools that people can use, just starting right now. Today, you could get up and running with a lot of these things. And then we are going to also build a website live on the air. I don't know how much time you got, Cam, about 90 minutes or so, or how are we looking on time? I want to gauge.
I got an hour and 7 minutes for you.
All right, cool. That's plenty of time.
That's plenty of time.
Yeah, so are you able to bring up my browser? Or sorry, my screen share. I think I'm still sharing for you. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So one of the first tools, starting off, and again, if anybody has any questions in the chat, just drop them in, and I'll take a second to respond. Actually, funny enough, I'm really low on tokens today. I've been burning through a bunch of AI over the last couple of days, writing millions of lines of code. So I'm hoping that this hangs with us for a while. But one of the new tools, actually, I should start this out in a incog, so I'm not logged in. But Claude is kind of the, I think, current winner right now. There's also OpenClaw, if you guys have heard that. This is the thing that's been sweeping kind of through, all of the news, the headlines. It's high risk to install. I don't run this yet, but if you're kind of looking at getting it started in this world, I would start with Claude. And you have kind of a few things that you can get started with when you log in here. You have Claude Code. What is that jankiness? Look at that. I can't even get up to chat and cowork. And this is just their website or whatever. And then you want to go and download it. Let's see if I can find where the download is of that. I'm just going to do, oh, there you go, download desktop app. So wherever you are, you can download the desktop app for that. I already have it installed here. On Mac, we are very lucky because we have a couple of things. And let me just pull this out here. There we go. So we have chat, cowork, and code. I do a lot of work in code. I don't do much of my coding inside of the desktop app itself. I do a lot of it in the terminal window, which is a little bit more advanced, kind of the same. But this tool is phenomenal. You can really do anything with this. This is what I got Cam on, that changed the game for him. He's able to work inside of his business systems with this, so he can give it a task. It can go access his CRM. It can access inside of CRM as like a website builder, kind of really anything, all the way down to like optimizing your desktop. If you have like a file full of all kinds of craziness, like I had it organize my downloads here. You'll see if I open my downloads, I've got a bunch of stuff that's now organized that before I just had a whole messy folder full of stuff. And to be able to do that, I just tapped on start with a folder, went to downloads, clicked open, and then asked it to just organize everything for me. But this tool right here is kind of stuff that we've been able to do, with our tools. Like a lot of times we're building a lot of our own tools around these things to be able to work, to manage a lot of shit in our life. But This has now become like an easier way for people to kind of get up and running. You just install a simple application, you log in. One thing it's worth noting is actually the pricing of this can be quite expensive if you're just getting started. You have to have at least the pro plan here. This is where Cam started off. You will run out of tokens in about 20 minutes, I think.
I literally, he was like nice about it. He's like, "Hey, yeah, man, do the $17. Is it what is it, $17? Is that what it
Mhm.
is?" Yeah. Now
Yeah,
I was like,
on the
"Okay,
annual.
cool, yeah, man."
Yeah,
I tried to do one thing and it didn't finish once, and I was like, "All right, maybe I
yeah,
just didn't do a good job with this." And then I literally
yeah,
did it again, and I text Brian. I said, "Yeah, f this, bro. I'm all in."
yeah. And then the max plan is really where you want to be. I'm at there's two here. So the max plan you get 5x the usage for $100, and then for 20x usage you actually it's $200 a month. I am running currently two of these at $200 a month, and I max out myself. But I use that. Like I said, I'm writing a significant amount of code. I'm doing, running just almost nonstop as much as I can, and I've run before 40 agents, which tapped out my usage really, really quickly. And I know last time people were asking about how usage works, and it's all done by tokens, which is confusing. But then once you get into this, you will very quickly feel the need for more tokens. But this 3 accounts for plus. Yeah, I was on 3 accounts. Tyrone there. He's another one of our coders, and he's crushing it right now with everything that I've been teaching him. But yeah, you run out quickly. There's a hourly usage limit. There's a session usage limit and a weekly usage limit. I'm actually just going to go ahead and check right now to see where I'm at real quick. Give me a sec, and I'll just give you guys a quick overview. I don't know how that works in the desktop app, so I'm just going to do this from my terminal, which you see me typing codes. I look like a hacker. It's really not that crazy. All I just did was said change directory into the project folder, Scallywag OS, and then domain. And then I'm just going to type usage here /usage. It just turns that into like a chat experience there. It's really like a chat GPT in terminal window. But as you can see here, for my current week, which resets March 2nd at 2 p.m., I'm already at 77% used. I started using this account 2 days ago as I switched over to this one. So, and I switched over to Sonnet actually. I was using the smaller model for a bit, and that was at 28% used. If you're using Opus, we have different models, and I know I'm kind of getting in the weeds here, but you will understand once you start getting into it. Opus is the make this bigger. Opus is the one that people are obsessed with right now. It's incredible, but it takes up a lot of usage from you. So I downshifted to Sonnet for a bit because I'm just doing some kind of menial tasks, a lot of very menial tasks, and writing a
So
significant level of documentation.
so to put it in perspective for you guys who are like watching, so like Brian is actually like building like applications, a whole like brain system, spider web of knowledge type stuff, right? So like when he says 40 agents, he's literally running like 40 of those terminals at one time, like working on all these different things, right? For the average person, so for like myself, I've gotten up to 4 agents running simultaneously total in the terminals, right? Working on like various things, whether it's like in the website or APIs or whatever. Um, I have like ran these things nonstop since like Saturday. Today's Wednesday, and I'm at about like 30%, like 35%. So like for the average person, or for like the those of you watching who are really kind of looking to use this for like a business case, you're more than likely not going to run out of tokens, unless you're
Yeah.
doing some like super craziness. But like I am no bullshit running this thing 16 hours a day, and I'm still only like cracking at 30% as far as like my token usage.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to add that
Yeah.
context
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You will get more and more into it, and actually, like what's kind of crazy is that Claude can run sub agents. So I'm usually sometimes in one or two terminal windows themselves, but it's running and orchestrating multiple sub agents that it's spinning up to like do all these tasks. Like I'm like go document millions of lines of code, and it's spinning up 10. I actually crashed my computer twice, like completely ran out of resources. My computer shut down, and I had to like reboot and kind of start over again. So now I actually have it running in waves of 10 agents at a time, which is really cool. These days it'll see that 10 are running and one of the agents finishes. It'll check the work of that agent, and then it's like, oh, I have a slot filled. Now I can run it again. And I'm constantly looking at inside of my Mac when I'm running things. I'm constantly looking at my memory usage there because that's what's crashing stuff for me right now. I was just trying to think about what I could show as like something I could do on my on Claude Code. On Claude Desktop. See if I could ask it to like look for something. Let's see if I can find like.
What's up, Miss Colette? So Colette has a question. She says, "Is Claude just for coders, or can anyone use it like ChatGPT?" You can use it. Yep. You can use it just like ChatGPT. However, the difference, this is from my perspective, right? And Brian will obviously give you like the higher level explanation, but like Claude, so Claude is like the main like ChatGPT kind of mainframe where like you talk to it, you ask it questions and so forth. But where you really get into the weeds is that when you pay for one of those plans, you then get access to Claude Cowork and then Claude Code. And that's really where you get into like being able to have it run these tasks in the backgrounds and stuff like that. Claude itself started out just like it is another kind of chat GPT, right? They all
just like
they all do a lot of the same similar stuff. Yeah. And so, but where the gold is with all of this is actually in the Claude Cowork and the Claude Code, because it just takes everything to a whole nother level. And Brian will show you right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so like in here, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something that's also like not privately going to find in my documents. I saw an MP3 of a song that I made when I was in college. So I'm going to say I'm just having to search through my documents, right? I just added that and say, can you find a song about jazz called "Hey Jazz"? This is a song that I usually come across as I very rarely am like poking around through my folders. And I'll come across every once in a while and I'll play it. It's like when I first learned like what auto-tune was, and just for whatever reason made this silly, stupid song. Oh, it's actually looking in the browser. What I need to do is say, find it on my computer and stop on that. Find it on my computer in my docs folder. Hopefully I tested it. It doesn't see docs. It should know that it's through my documents. So found it, right? Found it right away. Let's see. Let me see. Can you play it? I don't know if this will come through. I hope not. Unfortunately, I can't believe I didn't. Okay, great. And you open it in Finder for me. See if it'll do that for me. Oh, it's not even able to find that. I think I'm in a sandbox version. Cowork is a little bit not as easy to use. Code can do that. Let's just try something else then. Let's say, for example, I needed to. Let's come up with a task. Cam, give me something I can do for Claude Cowork. What's something that you typically use it for?
I used Cowork to build my entire funnel site.
Yeah, through Go High Level.
Well, I had to build the HTML first within Cowork, and then I pushed it to high level through Cowork and Claude Code.
Well, how about let's just do this. So Cowork can do a lot of stuff like work for you. Just you kind of give it a task and it'll figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Since I don't have access to your I do have access to your Go High Level, but I don't want to go send off into this. Let's do find me some dinner reservations and I'm actually not going to correct that. I will correct the spelling actually. Doesn't really matter, but I will. In San Francisco for this let's say Saturday, I want to listen to some live jazz. Thanks. So this is actually going to, this is the difference between like ChatGPT is like, okay, it might be able to go out and like find you that information, right? Like ChatGPT can do that search. But it's actually not going to be able to do much with that other than just kind of tell you about it, which is phenomenal in itself. Like there have been times my wife and I have been sitting around and like looking at doing a date night, and I will like literally be in the shower, throw on ChatGPT voice mode, talk to it, and be like, hey, I want to go somewhere. Like I live in Benicia, so I'm like 30 minutes from Benicia in the Bay Area, find me some live music, a vibe, all the way down to like, we find a spot. I'm asking it what's on the menu. I know what I want to get even before I step out of the shower. And then it's like, all right, let's go, Okay. So we found some stuff here. Bix, Mr. Tipples. Mr. Tipples is actually, or my wife and I had our first real date was there. So let's say, can you book I don't know if they take reservation for Mr. Tipples. So what this is going to do is it can actually do stuff now, right, for you. It will actually go and like do this reservation here. And you can see over in the corner here, Claude Chrome. So let me take a look here.
So Claude actually has it actually has a beta extension now for Cowork.
Sorry, say that again.
Claude. So you know how before we were doing it through the MCP? Well, now they just released the beta Chrome extension
for Claude Chrome. Claude has always had this like Chrome.
Well, the Playwright. I'm saying you don't have to do Playwright though.
Yes.
Now. Yeah.
Oh, in the terminal. Yeah. Right.
Correct.
In the terminal side? Yeah.
No, in here.
In code though. You talking about Cowork or code?
In Cowork, I believe.
It wasn't able to open my browser for some reason. I don't know why. Get tabs failed. Failed on getting tabs. It should have opened the browser. Try again. You fuck. I mean, I'm honestly sometimes like yelling at it and cursing at it actually does get it to work. Hey, look where we go. All right, before I book, what details should I think 7 p.m. sounds pretty good. All right, now let's see if it gets through that. Got it. Let me pull up the open table page. I don't know if it's actually going to work.
So something to keep in mind.
Oh, I don't have the Chrome extension installed. Let me see.
So something to keep in mind to you guys is that like part of the cool thing about this is like as you're trying to as you're building things and as you're building connections, like you'll do stuff on the front end. So obviously like right now Brian's trying to do something like in the moment, right? So like it's going to be a little clunky. However, like once you've trained it, just like people talk about training your ChatGPT, like you can set it up so that it always does those things and it'll be fast after that. So for instance, like I spent maybe like an hour and a half like having my Claude rebuild like my meal tracking stuff because I was trying to get it a particular way. Plus then once I got the meal tracking stuff done, I was like, hey, what if I wanted you to order my groceries for me based off the recipes that I selected on my meal tracker? And it was like, how do you want me to do it? And I told it like I have Walmart Plus. And so it literally figured out how to do it. And then once it figured out how to do it, I was able to save that to memory. So now when I showed this to Glenn, actually, now when I tell it, I want you to go build my shopping list for this recipe, it already has the steps that made it possible to do that. And so now, instead of it taking an hour, it took maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. And then it ordered, an entire recipe of groceries on the spot. So like, just like anything in life, like what you put into it, you're going to get out of it.
Tell me Chrome needs to be rebooted, but this is this is where I'm connected, so I don't know that I can do that.
Is that JC on the Scallywag account?
I don't know. I guess he stole my he's
It
got a new
says- there
Scallywag.
we go. It says
Yeah.
big fan.
Let's see here really quickly. Where are my extensions at? Here. Extensions, manage extensions. Let me just see. Doesn't seem like I have the Claude Code set up on this. I really don't use Cowork very often for this, so not very surprised that it's not working. I don't really want to reboot this. I had to reboot actually before this. We went live just to even get my headphones to work, which is fun.
Snap!
So
I can show something.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead? You're just probably all set up.
So I'll show you guys something that I worked on today. And it's built now. So I'm on a new thing. So of course Watch is gonna ask me to restart the browser. Nope, I will do that later. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. Claude status. Nope. Window entire screen. Oh, of course I can't share because I didn't set it up before we did this. Well, I like gave it permission. Then it's like, oh, restart your browser, and obviously, we're kind of live right now.
Problem with us being browser based for our streaming is we can't restart our browser.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out this week as far as like OBS, like because I could stream to OBS like myself, but I'm like, how do I pull you into it through Restream? It's like, so I'll have to ask my my Claude how to do that.
How do I do that? Yeah, it's actually the best way to do it is always just like ask AI how to like set things up. Cool. So if that's not working for you, I think we just move on to I can start doing the Scallywag FM website, and we can get that deployed possibly.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. So there's actually another really great tool I highly recommend called Whisperflow. So I'm just going to speak at this thing and see what happens. So while Cam was doing his thing, all I really did is I just created a new folder called Scallywag FM, and I just toggled over to Claude Code here on this one, and we'll see if this works. If this doesn't work, I'll go ahead and open up my terminal. I was just trying to do it in Claude Desktop because I feel like it's a friendlier experience. When it works, I guess. But I mean, I do everything in the terminal. But let's go ahead here. So I need to create. Actually, I'm gonna do my voice. I need to create a. Tell me it's like my headphones. I need to create a website for Scallywag.fm. Right now, let's just start off with a form so people can submit questions to them. Let's set this up as a TypeScript, Node.js, Next.js application. Make this as amazing
JC said,
as possible.
God, use the terminal. This is crickets.
Yeah.
Thank you, JC.
I mean, we have the terminal dialed in. We have skills. We have all this like really cool stuff. I just feel like it's a little bit daunting for people. And Cam, I know you started off using this, and you've moved over to the terminal as well.
Oh yeah. So I'll use it. Sometimes I'll use correction. I won't use Claude Code like that, the app and the terminal, but I'll use like the terminal plus Cowork. Depending on what it is.
Hey, so this is one of the things we actually talked about early on, because one of our first streams, I was just down to like chill, and I was like eating food, and I was like, let's ask questions. And then this has kind of evolved. So it's asking me here, like, is it a podcast? Is it a radio show? Something else? And we've kind of decided that we might be just more of a live radio show. So we'll go with that. What kind of questions can people submit? I'm going to type something else. It's about AI. They can ask anything. Let's go ahead and next. And then...
Tyrant.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Tyrone and JC in the comments. JC said Tyrone's a bot, and he said, "Yes, I am a bot with a brain. How did you find me? Could you solve this captcha for me?"
Oh man.
JC said,
Um,
"NPX Scallywag Claude use that in terminal." I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know what
we
Hanos
that is
is.
a that's a command and terminal. We JC actually sent up. He's one of the guys who works at Scalawag. He set up a whole bunch of tools and skills for our terminal for us. Let's go ahead and what are you thinking here, dude? For any color scheme, vibe, or preference for our show? You think it's dark and bold, clean and minimal, warm and playful? What do you think?
I'm gonna go warm and playful.
All right, let's see what it does.
Look, that's not what you were thinking. You wanted dark and bold so
I
bad.
did want dark and bold, dude.
I know that's what you wanted. That's why I went the other way.
Warm and playful. Great. A radio show about AI with a warm, playful brand. Let me design this properly. So, what's really cool at this point, generally, I actually, again, I don't have to sit here and say yes to everything because I don't have this set up. But on my terminal, at this point, you can kind of like go off and do other things. A lot of us have connected up our local environments with a VPN so that we can like connect in remotely and access a lot of these things. So um, I kind of feel like this is like it's such a game changer. Like today earlier, I was out walking with my wife, and I was just saying like I literally have 10 agents running right now as we're out walking. That we're working on code documentation for me, and I wasn't having to be there do it, looking over or doing anything. Like I didn't have to write all that documentation. I would just take a look and review it afterwards, which like you can see, this was from earlier. All of this was, well, more than this because I submitted some of it. It was just writing all of this code for me while I was out and about. And then I just look it over later. Let's just go ahead
Yeah,
and
I have built so we're doing a pilot program with like the local prison for like teaching them how to do media stuff, and they requested that we give them an inventory list. And so I had Claude help me create the database inside Notion. I then categorized everything, like took pictures of it, and then I asked Claude to then create the inventory list like in a PDF fashion that I could give to the prison. And as you know, when it comes to like images and stuff, is like that takes up like a lot of data. And so like as I was going to bed, it was still like figuring it out and like noodling on it. And I think it was like an hour in. And
yeah,
I was like, all right, fuck it. Like I'm gonna go to bed and I guess we'll see if it finishes. And like I woke up in the morning and it had, it had a couple permission tasks, but like it had finished. And now like all I have to do is mark things as like that I'm taking it on a shoot, and it will automatically now populate that PDF in like 5 minutes. Even though it took, that 3 hours, like it was writing its own Python script. It was crazy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it takes some time to build the tools out, but I mean, 3 hours. If you think about what a couple of years ago you would, or I mean, even a year ago, you'd be trying to find somebody yourself to create that for you, or you wouldn't have even done that, right? Like, um, you can really operate at the speed of which you want your business to move at, and creating
Yeah.
like tools for things. Um, yeah. So I mean, like for now, right now, this thing is just working, right? So I can let this thing run. You can start a new tab if I wanted to. I could start a new session and do other things while this is running. One of the other things that I wanted to show, and this will actually work, which is last time reopen. Errors everywhere. That's what happens when you have a developer machine, right? Let me get this started. Okay, so I'm going to do that thing again. So one of the things I want to show, and I was kind of showing Cam this, is again, just kind of talking about agents, right? So like I've got things running for me over here. It's building a website for me. We'll take a look at it. I'm not sure how good it's going to be inside of this because I don't have skills set up. I don't have things set up so that I can, have design skills in the terminal and things that make it look better and do better. So I'm just kind of throwing this up right now, and we'll see how it works.
Mm.
And then over here, this is a browser from ChatGPT called Atlas. There's another one called Comet. These are both fairly the same. I'll just close up these
Oh,
existing
have you
tabs right
used
now.
have you used Atlas?
I've used both. Yeah.
That's my dog's name, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
They stole it,
Atlas.
those bastards.
How do you like it?
um,
Because I know a lot of people like obviously they see the ads and they wonder like, hey, like should I do that or should I not do that? You know?
I'm going to go ahead and not log in on screen, which is going to open this up. So let me just pull this off really quickly so I can get on.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And I'll show you kind of a comparison of these two. They're relatively the same, to be honest. But it's just kind of a new paradigm here. This is a little bit older. It's nothing that crazy. But I do feel like people who haven't seen this before, it can be quite game changing for them. And oh god, I got to do a two-step. I have to open Google Photos on my phone. That's fun.
JC said Claude in the browser is 100x better.
Yeah, which is another one of these types of things. And I am now. I hate this so much.
I'm not gonna lie, like although this sucks for you, it's kind of funny to watch because I'm so used to you like telling me how high speed all your stuff is because it's set up, and now it's like
Well,
people
these are
get
all the
to
tools I
see.
don't use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like now people like
yeah.
this is what it takes, right? It's like nothing is, think about when you buy a TV. You literally can't just turn on a TV anymore. You have to like set up your accounts and do stuff like that. And like as long as you go
Yeah.
into this understanding that, like you'll be good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like this is. I'm usually in my. Let me open up terminal. I'm usually in here, and I'm like, all right, like just start Claude from the root. Actually, let's not do that. That's too much privileges. Too much privileges. I can start from here, and I can go like open the browser, and this will just like open up. I don't really want to do this right now because I'm at such a low. I actually need to do some work on this. So now you can actually, it's open the browser for me, right? And so I can say like, go to yelp.com. And it's the same thing where this is how I do everything. It's just not as easy for everybody else, but this is where I can do the same thing. Before I was like, find me a jazz that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to do that because I think that's a little bit more daunting. Those are all the things I've set up. And it's just one of those things with tech. Like if you haven't touched it in like a month, try to log in again and like everything just doesn't work. It's just hilarious. So anyways, I'm going to say here, find me a dinner reservation for jazz. I'd like to go to Mr. Tipples on Saturday night. Can you see if they take reservations? And I'm going to do the same thing here. You can kind of see it's exactly the same. And then I will show you, this is really just, continue. Sure, I'll give you my location.
Tyrone said you can set up skills in Claude Code browser.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So what you see here, I don't know, Comet was having a bit of an issue here. Oh, where did that go?
Can you only have Claude Code or Claude browser on Google?
It's any at this point. A lot of browsers are built off of the Chrome engine. So like Brave, I use Brave mostly. It
Yeah, that's
works
what I
in
used
there.
to.
Edge also is built on WebKit, I believe. So for PC users, if you're using Edge, it'll work there.
Oh, it says it only works in Chrome.
Which, okay, so tell me if you roughly two people. Yeah, 7:30 p.m. sounds great.
Oh, 7:30.
Yeah, so what you can see here is this is now actually like using the browser itself, which is really kind of cool. So in programming, we have a thing called an API. Now, totally blown out now because it's all super bright. But in programming, we have a thing called an API, which is how applications talk to each other. This is really cool because we don't have a direct API connection to this. We're not talking to code. We're actually just like clicking through things.
JC said if you use Microsoft Edge, you're a terrorist. I'm not gonna lie. I've been waiting for someone to drop that they use Microsoft Edge. Like what browser do you use?
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to catch the 7:30 7 p.m. jazz set, I'd grab 6:15 or 6:30. So it's basically saying this is what's available, right? Yeah, let's do 6:30, and I'm gonna try to hopefully stop this before it goes through because I'm definitely not going to that with a 2-month-old at home. No babysitter. We aren't going. But let's see how this works, which is really cool. Like this is now just like using an interface, and you can use any interface. Like it's using Cam has had something very similar using Claude Code, which for some reason wouldn't open Chrome for me right now. But clicking through his CRM and doing things. So even though I'm just doing a booking right now, this can be anything in your business. It could be clicking through, anything at this point. Okay, it's asking me to sign in and log in and tell me when you're done. I don't want to do that because I don't want to book this. But what I do want to do is I do want to go somewhere else, and I'm going to go to Figma. And this is a really kind of new paradigm here. Let's see if I can get signed in properly without having to. Oh man, I'm going to have to go again to 1Password. Give me 1 second. And let me just drag that off, sign myself in, and once I'm in, I'll drag myself back. Don't save that. Okay. Thank you for. Yeah, not that. Okay. This is a design application. What's really cool is that they have this application called Make. Oftentimes this will glitch out here, and once I start something, it will it'll open up Figma on the desktop. But let's build something, Cam. This is a way for me to create like a prototype of an application. You run a podcast studio. Let's just say, can you use Figma Make to build a back of house podcast app to run the entire studio?
Is Figma Make like Zapier? Because I always see like something that's like Make.
You're thinking of make.com, which
yeah,
I hate that they've like done this, but if you go to make.com, you'll see this is what you're thinking of here. This is very similar to Zapier.
Yeah, I always see it's like you can either use like Make or Zapier.
Yeah, and you can use these tools with this. Okay, so it's planning out some questions here. I'm just gonna say.
Why is yours like dark? I'm on Figma Make right now, and it doesn't look. It's like mine's like light, not dark like yours.
Because I am running dark mode in my OS, and
oh yeah,
it's probably just detecting that. So what should happen here is this is kind of a cool paradigm where I need to give it access to the browser, and then it should insert it over here and then run it, and then it will build out that sort of prototype for us, and then actually kind of click through. So it's now producing for us, build a back of house podcast studio web app. It's writing this whole prompt. And when it is done, I like how thorough it is. It's taking us very seriously right now.
Are you logged into your Figma account?
I believe so. I should be. I've done this a bunch, so I think so. This is one of the things I've actually used Atlas for. Is I like because this is ChatGPT, and ChatGPT has a lot of my my history of what I'm doing and what I'm building. go ahead and take control of the browser and implement it with Figma Make. Please enter the prompt. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I just have to give it access to the browser. So now we'll start to see some dots pop up. There we go. So what it'll do is it'll actually click on this, and I can stop this at any point. I can take control at any point to stop its process from running. There we go. So now it's clicked on this. It's pasted in that large chunk of text. Whenever you paste in text into this, it just puts it in that little thing, and then it should come over here and then click on this. Looks like enter didn't work. Okay, so it needed a prompt there. And now it is going to hopefully hit enter. There we go. Clicked on that button for us. So now what it did is we're using ChatGPT to talk to Figma's AI agent, right? Which is, we now have an AI agent prompting another AI agent, right? And it will do a much better job of, a much better prompt than what I would write, because I'm just going to usually type something out and it's just going to go ahead and run with this. So you can actually see now over here on the side, it is now writing a bunch of code for us. So while that is running, let's go ahead and move back here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and close comments. We'll just use this, and let's see here. Review Claude's plan. I approve. Start coding. Okay. So now that podcasting software, or podcasting app landing page will now start building. So go ahead. And if you start thinking about like chaining these things together, or like, kind of how you can toggle back and forth between these tasks, like these things will take a while to run, so you kind of like kick something off, keep an eye on it, come back to it. And you really have like a really crazy amount of like throughput in your business that can be developed very, very quickly just using these out of the box tools. Like Figma, you just create an account for. Atlas, I have ChatGPT, so I just have that. It's just an app that I download. This over here is Claude Desktop, which I've just downloaded and installed. So now I'm under the Claude Code, thing that we were looking at before, and it is now just running through everything, and it's doing a pretty sophisticated setup actually for this, which is pretty nice actually. Coming from a programmer, I see the tools that it's using. Prisma is a very, very solid tool. And we should be able to have a website up in a very short amount of time, and then we can deploy it to Skylywag.fm. And when you're trying to deploy stuff, like that can be pretty difficult in and of itself. So what I typically do is like I will have it log into like where my domain is hosted. Like I already own Skylywag.fm, so I'll have it log into GoDaddy for me, fill out those settings, push it live. I also have it connected to fly.io, which is the host that we use. And it will push it up to the server, and if there's any issues, it'll fix it for me. I really don't have to do much of all, like my entire career was like doing this. I no longer have to. Cool. So now we're just kind of waiting for this.
So can you talk about like, because I feel like every day there's something brand new that's like they're coming out where it's like, oh, Claude or Chat or whatever just replace this person or that person or this job or that job. Like, can you speak a little bit on that as far as like how important it is to like really figure out how you're going to implement this? Like, not just, whether you have a business or not, but like how you're going to implement this in like your workflow and just like your overall like output.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, these things are moving so incredibly fast. Like, I mean, just take a second. What's happening on my screen is like you see this work that is happening, you see this work that is happening. Like, if I was a developer, right, we're building a prototype over here and we're building a website over here. I would have to be reading documentation. I'd be this is like weeks, days or weeks of work that is being accomplished in a couple of hours. And
Yeah.
so if you're not using these tools, you're moving slower than you possibly could be. And remember, like we've gotten these tools to connect to like literally anything. Like we've built video games, we've built applications, we've built workflows. You've used it to like log into your CRM and make adjustments there. And it is so much more efficient to use this and do this, that if you're not using it, you really are falling behind. And it's kind of strange because like in the tech world, like I come from pretty deep technical background. I'm trying to like distill this back down and using tools they don't typically use, that are, I think, a little bit more friendly for people. But like, for example, take some of the tech companies here. We live in the Bay Area, and I just watched this whole interview where it was like designers are now like building things, and then developers are now designing things, and like product managers and product designers are kind of managing projects and designing things and building things at the same time. So people are kind of like, it's kind of becoming like an amorphous sort of like, what is your real role now? Like, what can you do? I mean, you can kind of be amplified by a factor of 10 to 100 of what it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like you need to do accounting, you need to do finances. Claude is connected now into Microsoft Excel, so it can do your accounting for you if you need to, kind of financial projections or anything like that. And it's like, I know that my job is gone, right? Like I haven't written a line of code in 2 years. I'm a full stack senior developer. Like that was my job. I wrote very, very amazing code. I lived and breathed it. I also come from a design background as well, and always looked to like build best in class things. Like people would come to me for my ability to do so. And I saw the trajectory of where this was going and the speed and momentum of where this is going. And obviously right now we're not even touching on like image generation or video generation. Actually, I mean, while this is running, I can show you, because Cam and I are doing a event here. I don't know if you want to shout that out while I log in.
Yep. So we are doing the elevation experience for the Elevare global community, March 26th to March 27th. And Brian is going to be one of our speakers, as well as Liz Conley, who built a $500 million company, Trifecta. You guys might have heard of it. And so she's going to be speaking as well. And, we just know that this is the future. And so during that event, we're going to talk about, leading in your business, optimizing your business, which part of that is AI, build streamlining processes, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And so, but it's more important than ever that you guys, no one's saying you have to do all this, right? Per se, like no one's expecting you to necessarily learn how to do all this, but at the bare minimum, you need to understand that you have to connect with people who do know how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to take advantage of those connections because they will help you move faster. So like for us, one of our biggest things is like we are really trying to take our area to the next level. And so for the people that either don't know how to do this or can't do this, or don't have the time to do this, like that's where like we will come in and we can help implement these things so we can take all you guys to the next level.
Yeah. So on that note, Cam's team reached out and said, "Hey, can you send us a professional headshot?" And I haven't had a professional headshot taken since I was 25, and I'm considerably much older now. So I earlier today, I went through my photos thing. I'll just start from the beginning here. So I found a photo of me at one of my best friend's weddings. I said, this is a photo of me. Can you turn this into a professional headshot? And this is using, very specifically using Google's, it's called Nano Banana Pro, and you can use it through the Gemini app. And I asked to turn it into a professional headshot. So I went from this to this very, very quickly, right? And then I was like, hey, I include more of my shoulders in the better aspect ratio. Then I got to this. I was like, all right, cool. And then I asked my wife, I was like, does this look good? And she said, it makes me look pudgy. So I was like, my wife said, it makes me look a little pudgy.
You look like one of the pictures on the wall of the Chamber of Commerce from like
Yeah.
1953.
Yeah. I was like, so yeah, can you fix that? Like, don't make me look so pudgy. And then it did this, right? So I look less pudgy now. And then I was like, make my beard slightly longer. And then literally my wife was like, whoa, no. And then I was like, half that size. And also, can you make the tie match the suit? Have it be navy blue with the white floral pattern? Because I have a tie that's like that. And it's just like, throw it on there. Cool. And then I said, make me more handsome, just see what it was going to do. I think it just gave me a tan. I was trying to see like what it actually did there.
It's like, come on here, vampire boy.
And then I took this because this is one of the ones that's like, now can you put my image in here, place my name, and then boom, right? Like, no Photoshop involved, no need to go to layers. I went from this is your guys' thing to this, and I really could have gone to that point from at this point here whenever I found like the image that I liked, right? Then I started messing with it because I haven't used Nano Banana Pro too much, so I was just kind of wanting to see like, okay, what do you think about changing the suit and tie color so it matches the vibes? Because I was looking here, it's like, he kind of fits, right? I'm kind of standing out here. It looks like I've just been copied and pasted in with some really good masking. So then it did this, which was not great. I looked like, gold, everything that just looked awful. I was like, better, but less gold, please. Again, not great. Remove the gold glow around me. Give me more of a natural tone. Try to do that. It still ended up with that like gold glow there. And then can you make the tie a bit of a tan / gold? Just try to see if I could make that work. Make the tie black. Then this like look, the quality just like fell off like completely. It looked like so low res. I was like, I hadn't seen that before. So just like, what happened? What the fuck just happened? And it did this again. And this just looks like trash. Like, this is such a low quality. So then I started off a new one here, and I dropped in that first one, which is actually pretty decent quality. Dropped that in and just said like, make the black suit, and can you give me a black suit and black tie, and really dial in the studio lighting on this. Make sure the image is high quality. Got that, which I thought was fairly decent. It's a little pixelated. Once I clicked on it and zoomed in, it was actually kind of okay. Right, this is not a photo that exists of me. Then I just dropped that image back in again. Said swap this out. Add me to this image. Swap out the guy that's in here and change the name to Brian Burkett. Make sure you match the composition of this exactly. We only want to swap out the image of the person and the name. I want to use the new image that you can. I actually had to go back because I dropped it in and it actually created one without like a suit jacket on, and it like did something weird, and I was like, that's strange. So I actually backed it up and started again. So anytime you're working with AI and it doesn't give you the result, if they have the option to edit that previous prompt, just do that rather than trying to like correct it. That was kind of the change there. So I just had gone through and I edited it and clicked update, and it gave me a new one. And then I sent that to you guys, and then hopefully this isn't showing up here. I will show you then. Cam said, don't worry. I said that to him, and he's like, nah, don't worry, dude. We got you already. This is the one we're using for you. Is this. So, yeah.
Colette, how do you like that one? So she did say, is Gemini better with images and Photoshop things than ChatGPT?
Significantly better.
Yeah.
The reason I did this one is because ChatGPT could not make it look like me. it really, and like
Yeah.
look at the quality of like the beard and stuff. It really just wasn't great. You could even see like the words are a little strange, and it's like repeating active twice and all of that, and it's kind of like rough around the edges on this one. I just told it to put on a VR headset on my face, and then it's like that probably is okay enough, right? Um,
I
whereas,
think
yeah,
it speaks to what we're doing. You know, it's like, ooh, who's that guy? See,
yeah,
look.
yeah,
Colette said that's a more accurate photo of Brian, to be honest.
yeah. No, I have my VR headset right here next to me. We like, I love this thing. I just picked it up. It's the Apple Vision Pro, and
So
I
bougie.
literally was like laying in bed and had this on because I work like crazy weird hours, and I like look over, and with the Apple Vision Pro, you can actually see like a rendered version of someone's eyes, and I'm like, I turned over to her, and this is at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and I just look over to her like waiting for a reaction, and she didn't react, and I'm like, really, you don't think this is weird? She's like, no, that's about par for the course for you. I'm like, okay,
Hey, you
um,
get a woman who knows you, all right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like this is crazy to me. Like I didn't have to use Photoshop. Like I went to design school and I learned Photoshop, and I literally canceled my Photoshop subscription that I've been paying for since 2011 probably. And it's not cheap. I've been paying for whatever max plan that you can have for it over the years, and it's like, why do I need that anymore when I could just kind of prompt in exactly what I want? So like, again, I went from like, for anybody who doesn't have like a professional headshot, right? Like I just found a half decent photo of me, but it didn't. This is like the closest I could find to something that kind of already had. I was already wearing something nice, and I was like, all right, it's a wedding, so I'm probably okay. I went to that, which is, you know, that's a whole that's a person's job. Like that's a photographer's job. This is time that I have to go like drive to a photographer studio, get a headshot taken. You know, um, I still think it's better to do that, but like in a pinch when you don't have that, like the ability to just like spin something up like this in literally a matter of minutes, like
Yeah.
that to me that's pretty crazy.
No, for sure. I mean, and that's like and that's really what it comes, it's and I think a lot of times it's like at the end of the day, it creates things that are like good enough.
Yeah,
Um and especially when you're talking about like document creation or like like some people are like, oh well, like, but I still have to like do a little bit of editing or whatever, right? And it's like, bro, but imagine that you only had to do 10% of the work, whereas before you had to do 100% of it.
yeah,
So, like, if I'm gonna have my Claude build an entire spreadsheet, like for instance, like we had one of our virtual assistants built out a spreadsheet to help us track, clients and their payments and profits and all that stuff, right? And I noticed that some of the some of the formulas weren't auto calculating, which anyone who works in Excel knows that like that sucks because if you change something in one place, it might not adjust it in another place. So I literally like gave that spreadsheet to Claude and was like, fix this. And
yeah.
it came out with a completely automated spreadsheet that when you change one thing somewhere, it auto calculates and changes the numbers elsewhere so that everything is always on the same page.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
But I
then
mean,
that
just
would have took what, 3 hours for all those
yeah,
to double check all that and do all those things, right?
yeah. I mean, so we have like a community Discord for people to join, and there are people in there. It's like I'm building stuff that like I literally would have never done. Like this would just be something I never would have gotten to, but now because I can use these tools, I'm getting to it. So like you can actually get ahead of things, which is amazing. I don't know if you want to take a look at this, Cam. We've got our this was that. So this is coming from ChatGPT that kind of created that prompt and then um, created a podcast studio OS for you. Um,
Oh, okay.
and we can see like what works, what doesn't work, and it just to me this is a clickable prototype. You can kind of see this is where you would maybe think through things a little bit on how you want things to look, to feel. It's not the best, but we didn't have to be involved in this really at all. And then I can even say here, like, can you say it's done? Please check and provide feedback, right? So now it's now going to use the application that Figma Make created for us, and we'll click through stuff and just try to see, oh, what happened there? And I want you to click through it. It looked at it and said, it already has like a bunch of like suggestions. Just from a glance, it's like,
it was like, shut up,
know.
fool.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Now it's trying to click through. Oh, Figma's, I think it clicked on what's it doing up here? Should be down here, clicking on the app. Okay, so it's struggling a little bit with actually using this, which is fun. Patience is key here, is what it says.
It was like, hey, bruh, like, chill.
It does. It has to tell itself to wait, because it'll just continue to move on and be like, oh, it didn't load. There's an error. So I've actually noticed now the models will like bake in a way. Okay, there we go. Now it's clicking through it. Totally fine. Which is great. I actually find that the models can course correct. Like it kind of clicked on, I think, the wrong stuff, and now it is able to look at our application. So check this out. It's got some app here, feature of AI in creative work, a timeline that it created, a live transcript, control room. So again, I don't even have to look at this. I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to take a look at desktop, because I actually saw that this was getting close to run. This is our scallywag.fm site. So I'm going to just kind of, while this is running in the background, it's clicking through. Because what it'll do here is it will then create a secondary prompt to then re-prompt Figma's chat, which somehow has been closed. I might have to reopen it for it. But we'll then provide a prompt to that so that it can continue to modify this design right here. Oh, wait a second. Hey, check it out. So it just built a form for us, right? This is actually live in the browser. I could deploy this right now. It's not great. It's not a great version of it. And it looks like what it's doing now is it's fixing things. So everything is working. Let me run the final build to make sure it compiles cleanly, and then stop the dev server, which I don't know why it is. But so this is built right now for us to form. We could deploy this to scallywag.fm, a radio show about AI. We dig into the weird, wonderful, and occasionally terrifying world of artificial intelligence. Got a question, a hot take, a late night shower thought about sentient toasters? Drop it below, and we might just feature it on the show. Yeah, I mean, I might as well just publish this, right? Who cares?
Publish it. Great. So while you're doing that, I literally have my Claude setting up the connection to Higgs field so that I can ask my Claude code directly to generate stuff.
Oh, very cool. Yes.
Because I have a Higgs field account.
Yes.
And it actually like told me what's up, right? So initially it was like, oh, go get an API. And but then it was like, but you could all, but it did research, and it was like, honestly, you might want to just set up an MCP. Because that would work better based off of like what you're used to and this, that, and the third, right? And I was like, well, what do you think is best? And it was like, MCP's better, do it this way. And I was like, cool, like go ahead and set that up now.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Like do it. Like it's funny too, because you have to like it's almost like a child, like you have to remind it sometimes. It'll be like, oh, you can just open up the browser, and I'm like, you open up the browser. And it's like, oh, you're right. Let me do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to see if I can. Oops, that's not it. What goes back to? We'll bring back out the chat here.
T minus 5 minutes.
Cool. I've almost got this live actually, so it's Skylab.fm.
For those of you that don't know, I'm on 75 hard and I still have to do my second workout because I got so wrapped up in my new computer and my Claude this morning that I didn't do my workout this morning. Well, I was like trying to, I'm trying to get this. I was trying to make sure I got this thing online as fast as possible, dude.
Yeah. So Cam's getting set up more and more so that he can continue to run Claude Code and Claude Desktop at any point,
Yeah, it's a wrap now, man. Like now I got my studio set up. I'm pretty excited. I've already seen just like how much nicer it is. Like I was telling you to like have like a dedicated space that I could just like work out of now.
Yeah. It's a more accurate photo of Brian to be. Oh, that was Colette saying that.
Oh yeah.
So
what's funny is initially I thought that was a different Colette. And then I realized I was like, oh wait, no, that's Colette.
Yeah. She's hanging out in the other room watching. So right now we are deploying that Skylab FM site live to the internet. I probably won't go through setting up the domain for it on this, even though we own it. It gets just going through GoDaddy and setting that up. But like, it's currently deploying right now to Fly.io. So
hell yeah.
That's
something that's
sort of
like
how easy it was.
Yeah, and like something like, as far as like use cases too, guys, like one of the things that I had to do the other day was I took our website off of Wix and hosted it inside High Level. Purposely, one, because it saves us a little bit of money, and then also just because I'm trying to streamline where everything's at. And at one point, I thought that that my email wasn't working when I did that transfer. As you know, Brian, the MX records and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, like fix. I literally told Claude, I said, fix it. And it was like going through all these fixes, right? And it's like, hey, all right, I did this. I checked the MX records. Everything looks good. Da 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 da. And funny enough, it was a user error because what had happened is I had actually had Claude organize my inbox like 2 or 3 days prior, and it had put my wife into her own folder in my inbox. So when I was sending emails from her, I was like, why am I not getting them? And then and so I eventually was like, hey, my bad, Claude. Like, actually, we're good, bro. And but then it gave me a suggestion. It was like, well, do you want me to create like a notification when your wife emails you so that you don't miss it? And I was like, yeah, let's do that. And so, but it went through the whole process of double checking all those back end things that the average person like isn't going to know how to, and or like it would just take time out of their day to research that stuff.
Yeah. So I was also, like you were talking, I was watching this because I didn't know where the chat went on this to like provide that feedback, and it's because it had clicked on something I didn't really see, but it was able to like navigate. I literally said, "Do it," and it's provided a secondary prompt. We obviously won't sit through this whole thing, but one of the flows here is that it created that initial prompt for this podcast studio prototype. It clicked through the design. It is now then provided feedback to that build version 2 of Podcast Studio Control app with a focus on operator ergonomics, faster scanning, and cohesive design system. So like now it's going to go through and it is going to do a new version of this while it's going. And then while that's done, should also probably be very close to this going live. So like at the same time, like you and I are both working and we have like, typically if I wasn't sitting here talking to you, I'd probably have 10 or so agents running right now. You've got a couple running, you're working on your business. And if this was really some stuff that I was doing, we'd be making significant progress in the hour or so that we've been chatting, and that's stuff that you would have had to go through several people. If you wanted to build a website, you would be finding a web developer or web designer. You no longer have to necessarily do that. I do think, we're live. Cool. Yeah, so that is now live. I can send a link to people. I want to put that on the proper domain, but there's actually now a server up and running with that form, which is amazing.
Hell
So
yeah.
yeah, very
Well,
cool.
well, all right, y'all. That's the end of our show for today. We are figuring this out as we go. So two things. One, these are going to be scheduled from now on. That's on me. I take responsibility for that. So from now on, they will be scheduled. So you guys will be able to either and share it, and or you'll be able to say like, "Hey, I'm going," and then you'll get notified whenever we go live. But also you'll be able to like you can you can put comments on the event so that we can kind of know what potential questions you guys have, and or we will also put the link to the live site that Brian just built so that you guys can submit questions and we can actually talk about them on air. um, because we're going to talk about the things that we believe obviously are important or that we've been able to work through, but at the end of the day we want to talk about the things that you guys are really most interested in, and really help you guys like take AI to the next level for your business and just like your life in general, just to help you be more efficient. And honestly, a lot of it is to get your time back. That's the biggest thing, is like getting your time back so that you can do things with your family, yourself, your
Yeah,
kids, your dog, whatever, right? And it's a little addicting at first, I'll be honest. So you might like lose a little time on the front end. but
it is very, yeah.
but you'll get it back. And so that's all I got. Brian, last words, my man.
Yeah, I mean, I this is really like, I can't impart, like there's also a bunch of dangers behind everything that's happening here, but this is the time to like learn this right now, where you can actually it's fairly simple to get up and running. You'll hit a couple of speed bumps, but most of the time you could just ask AI to fix those speed bumps for you, and it can kind of self resolve itself. But this is the time to really figure this out. This year 2026 is going to be absolutely insane from what's going to come out, and as people start to like use this, we're so far ahead of the curve. I was actually thought I should have brought this up. Maybe next time we'll talk about it. But like where the adoption curve is right now for AI, we are so far ahead, and people are really just starting to figure this out. And if you can get ahead of it, we have people who have completely automated away most of their jobs at this point, and are letting AI do a bunch of stuff. They're not really telling people they work for that they're doing it. Whatever, do
If
your
I
own thing.
could, bro, I freaking
Yeah,
would, man. But that government
yeah,
laptop, it ain't.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't do that, dude. Don't,
I
not
can't.
not
I
there.
can't do it. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, but yeah, this is
uh,
this is the era. This is the time that like you can do this crazy stuff and get so far ahead. And I think you say like get your time back. I always look at it as like getting ahead. Like how far ahead are you? Right? They're in the programming world. We're doing stuff that would take 2-3 weeks in one day. Right? So like that is a massively measurable gain. And Cam is doing stuff that he never would have probably done, which is just you're ahead on things that never would have been forever on the to-do list or even not considered. So yeah, this is the time. Jump on it while you can.
I'm trying to see this how this Higgsfield MCP works. So I'll have to send you
Yeah,
whatever it generates.
dude. You know what you should set up? I don't your gym setup or whatever, but like JC and I have a little bit of a home gym here that I don't use, but
Yeah.
uh, the idea is that we can set up like a little workstation in there so you can keep an eye on your agents that are running and like be in there, especially with like your voice mode. Like you don't have to type, you can just like prompt it and like,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah,
I have a little house gym, but I go to the gym in the
yeah,
morning, but I just use Jump.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that was even before we had Jump. We were talking, but like, you can be exercising and still like getting work done. Like which is, I mean, honestly, it's phenomenal. I've been to like sporting events, like hung out with my family, which I'd normally be like, no, I can't go, I'm too busy, and like here I am watching college basketball on
Yep.
a Thursday night, and having a blast and just like sitting there, just like watching my agents run. And yeah, I just normally wouldn't have been there. Like you might say, like, oh, that's kind of lame. Like, oh, you're looking at your phone, or but like I would have not been there. I would have literally been at home by myself, like while they went and had fun at the game, and now I can actually enjoy stuff. And yeah, it's definitely been a game changer for me.
For sure. But all right, peeps, we will see you guys Sunday at 3 p.m. But this time we'll be in the studio.
Yes, sir.
And so we'll see you guys Sunday. Let us know what you got. Other than that, we're gonna log off now. And you guys have a good rest of your week until Sunday. Peace.
Peace.